Hi everybody, my name is Sammi Saunders and I am a consultant with the Pampered Chef. Today I am coming to you to show you 3 easy recipes to make for your next get-together. I have some appetizers that we're going to make that are absolute crowd pleasers. And even if you're feeling lazy on a Saturday and you don't want to make a full-blown dinner, these would be great recipes to try with your family. Let's get cooking. Alright guys, so the appetizers that we're going to be making today are cheesy breadsticks that you might find at your local pizza joint. And we're also going to be making some fried pickles in our new Deluxe air fryer, which are going to taste just like they came out of a deep fryer, except they're not. They're going to be much healthier for us. And then the third recipe we're going to make is this delicious margarita fruit dip. So easy, so yummy. Everybody is going to love all these recipes. So the first thing that we're going to do is preheat the oven to 425 degrees, and that's going to be for our cheesy pizza sticks. I have just a thin crust pizza crust from the grocery store. Nothing fancy. Pampered Chef sells pizza crust dough. I am not, I don't have that on hand right now. I don't have that. So I'm going to be using the next best thing. So with your refrigerated pizza crust, all you're going to do is pop this open and lay it out on your favorite piece of stoneware. I am using our cookie sheet today. You could use a round pizza stone, but my cookie sheet, as you can see, is very well seasoned, which means that it is going to be really non-stick. And so this pizza crust is going to have no problem. We're going to cut it up and we're going to dish it out and it's going to be great. So let me bring you down and show you what I'm doing with that. All right, so the oven has been preheated. We have our pizza crust that we're gonna spread out onto our cookie sheet here. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. You know, these things always give me anxiety. It's been a while since I've opened one. Sometimes they're like Jack in the Boxes. There you go, beat it on the side of the counter. Take out some of that aggression. All right, so these recipes, like I said in my introduction, would be great if you had nothing else planned for a Saturday meal or a Sunday after church, or even Sunday after, gone to church and you've had a big old meal, and then Sunday night you're just looking for something to snack on. All of these recipes are going to be great. So this is super easy because I just lay it out and I'm ready to go. I am using the thin crust. It's looking like it's a little big for my cookie sheet, but we're gonna make this work here. All right, might have to just double up on the edges here. Okay, so the thin crust is gonna cook faster than just your standard crust. So on the recipe, I'm using all Pampered Chef recipes. This pizza crust, or this pizza cheesy breadstick is a consultant exclusive. So I'm going to show you how to make it. Hopefully they'll post it on the website soon. All of our other recipes are free for the taking. This one is just for consultants. I guess that's one of the benefits of being one, right? Okay, so it says we're just going to lay it out flat, and you can make your own pizza crust if you like. But this one is just a little bit easier for me. So we are just going to spread that out, and then we're going to toss it in the oven for just about, looks like 12 minutes or so. And I'm looking at my recipe here. And that's it for now. Once it comes out, we're going to do more with it, but we're just going to get it started. All right, set a timer. Here we go. 12 minutes, and we'll give it a check. All right. The next thing that we're going to be doing is we are going to do our air fryer pickles. So with the air fryer, the Deluxe air fryer from Pampered Chef, you have so many different functions on this machine. It's a beast. We're going to be using the air fryer setting, but it also comes with a rotisserie setting, a roast setting, a dehydrating setting, a bake setting. Guys, you can do pretty much anything with this. I call it like a mini oven. And so we're just going to prepare everything and we're going to get it into the air fryer so that it can start going to work. So I have the air fryer behind me, and let me get this out of the way. The first thing that I'm going to do is pull out the trays. Okay, so you see it's just like a little mini oven. We have room for 3 trays in there, plus we have the drip tray at the bottom. and that's just going to collect anything that falls. Okay, so we're just going to remove the trays. I'm hoping I can use all 3. I'm going to look at my recipe one more time though. I'm just going to close that up. The light does go off after about a minute, which is nice. That's kind of a cool feature. All right, so here we go. In my bowl, I'm going to be adding some cornmeal. This is just white ground cornmeal. You could use yellow. This is the fine cornmeal. It's a 1/2 cup. And then into that, we're gonna add a seasoning of our choice. I just chose a Cajun seasoning. You can choose whatever seasoning you'd like. You could do extra spicy, some cayenne pepper, anything like that. We're just gonna give that a quick little toss. Just make sure that your seasoning and your cornmeal are nice and mixed. That looks pretty good. Okay, so it's gonna look about like that when it's done. All right, the next thing that we're gonna do, oh, excuse me. Oh, that seasoning gets right there in the nose, in the throat. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is just get some dill pickles, just some hamburger chip pickles. And I have our small tongs that we're gonna use. What I love about these is gravity takes over. So you just flip the tongs upside down, you squeeze, and that little mechanism will slide down so that way you can open the tongs. When I'm ready to close them, again, squeeze, lift it up, and then now they're closed. So that's really easy to use. We're going to have 2 cups of pickles in there. And if they're a little bit juicy, that's okay. It's just gonna help the seasoning stick to the pickles. All right, we're gonna give these a quick toss using our tongs. And I'm using a silicone prep bowl to help me measure everything out. And I have one of our kitchen mats, our silicone kitchen mats here, cutting mats, which are also really nice because they have a silicone backing, which makes them like a non-skid. So that's really awesome. Those come in a pack of 3. All right, so that looks like, we have our measurement markings here. Looks like it's about 2 cups. So let me put these off to the side. We are going to, oh, that smells good already. I love pickles. We're just gonna take our pickles and we're gonna toss them into our cornmeal mixture. And we're just gonna go to town. We're gonna mix all that up. Okay, so you just wanna make sure all your pickles are getting covered with that cornmeal mixture. You might even see a little bit of cornmeal mixture left over at the bottom. Oop, I got one little butt piece of the pickle. All right, let me just toss that one. So if you wanted to add more pickles, you certainly could, or you can just leave it as such. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is I'm gonna get my prep bowls one more time. These are the little 1 cup prep bowls, which come in handy for sure. Love these things. And that looks pretty tossed. What do you guys think? Looks pretty good, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take a little prep bowl and I'm going to pour some oil of my choice. I'm using avocado. You could use coconut or vegetable oil, just a little bit there. And all we're gonna do is lay the tray from the air fryer onto our cutting mat. And we're just going to spread some of that oil with a basting brush. It's our little kitchen basting brush onto our tray. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna layer these pickles onto the tray and I will be right back. So I have my pickles already on the tray. They look really, really good. I gave them just kind of a light, like, shake, I guess, wiggle, whatever you wanna call it, just to knock off some of that extra cornmeal. I guess it really depends on your taste and how much of the breading that you would want on it, but I just have a real thin coat on all these pickles. So I have the trays ready to go, and what we're going to do is put one tray on the top shelf of the air fryer and another one towards the bottom. All right, we're gonna close this up and we are going to set it to air fry. So we're just gonna turn this wheel until air fry is lit up. We're gonna push the button and we can modify the time and the temperature if needed. It looks like the time needs to be 16 to 18 minutes. So I'm gonna put it at 15. If we need more time, we definitely can. Halfway through, this is gonna beep and then we'll flip the trays. All right, great. So the next thing that we're gonna do is we're going to dunk that off real quick. All right, we're going to get this pizza that we just kind of started preheating. It is really toasty on the top. Now that our pickles are in the air fryer, it's just getting fried up right now, we are going to go ahead and take the pizza that we had in the oven and we're going to put it onto the counter and we're going to top it with all kinds of yummy stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is get our basting brush once again, and we're going to melt just about a tablespoon of butter in the microwave. All right, and I have our hot pad. We now sell this in a beautiful charcoal gray, and I also have our microwave grippers. I call them little baby sharks. And we're just going to take our stone and put it onto the hot pad so that we can have it safely on the counter. All right, that butter is nice and melted. All right, I want you guys to see how beautiful golden brown this pizza crust is. Looks great, right? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're going to take our melted butter and we're going to use our garlic press, and we are going to press some fresh garlic into our butter to create a nice spread for our garlic cheesy bread. When you buy a bulb of garlic, you're going to want to make sure that it's really tightly packed and that there's no squishy spots on the garlic. So we're just going to, I've got another prep bowl, and I'm just going to remove all of the skin so that I can get a clove. We're actually going to be using 4. All right. So there's, one, just throw it. 1, 2, 3, and find another one here. 4. Okay. So I'm going to take the whole entire clove of garlic, skin and all, and we are just going to pop it into the garlic press and push down. Oops, not in that. In my melted butter. Here we go. That would have been bad. All right. And we do sell a replacement little Barbie brush. I'm missing mine. I call it a Barbie brush. It's a little scraper. It's somewhere in probably one of my drawers, but I'm just going to use the backside of a knife so that I don't scratch up the metal here and scrape that in. Y'all, so much garlic came out of that, and then take a look. There's all of our skin, and it's just going to pop right off. I love, love, love this garlic press. All right, so we're going to do that 3 more times. So that's our second. It's smelling amazing in here. There is nothing better than a fresh squeezed clove of garlic, fresh pressed. Is there anything better? I do not think so. All right, there's number 3. Uno más. Oops. Let's get that step. Go on out. Here we go. Okay. And we have one more. Whole clove. Press. Look at how easy that was to get fresh garlic. So much better than the garlic in the jar. Garlic in the jar has something called phosphoric acid in there to prevent the garlic from growing anymore. That's what they use to take off rust. Ew. Don't want to be ingesting that. Alright, so we'll just put the garlic press in the sink. Alright, I'm going to give this a quick little stir. It looks amazing. Can you see how much garlic is in that butter? Look at that. That's amazing. All right, and all we're going to do is brush that with our basting brush onto our lovely pizza crust. So it's going to be super garlicky, just like you would find, like I said, at a pizza joint. And you might hear the air fryer start beeping at me, which means we're going to flip our pickles, because it's going to beep at me halfway through. I love that it has that feature, because sometimes you get really busy. And what the air fryer is doing right now is it's just circulating super hot air. Right now it's at 400 degrees and it starts heating up right away. So you don't have to wait for an oven to preheat and waste your time. The air fryer just starts right away. Oh my gosh, this smells amazing. Bread plus butter plus garlic equals happiness. Seriously. All right, I think my family's really gonna love this. All right, so we have all, oh, did you hear that? I was halfway through. perfect timing because I'm just now done with that. So let me show you guys how to flip the trays in the air fryer. Here we go. So once again, I have little baby sharks. And we're gonna open up the air fryer, and the timer keeps going, so you have to be pretty fast. And we're just gonna give these a little flip. So what I like to do is take one tray out, maybe set it on the trivet or on the stove. Take the other tray out because these are hot. And those are crisping up really nicely. Once you close the door, it's going to start right back up. Okay, so let me bring you back down here and show you what else I'm doing. I am going to be adding a little sprinkle of our garlic and herb seasoning. You could sprinkle on some basil or some parsley, some Italian seasoning. I'm just going to give a little dust on the bottom, and I'm going to do the same once I put our cheese on the top. So we have 2 cups of mozzarella cheese. This is our 2-cup prep bowl. So I know exactly how much cheese this is. And we're just going to sprinkle that evenly across the whole entire pizza crust. I'm going to get this back in the oven, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to make the margarita fruit dip. Stick with me. All right, so my air fryer pickles are done. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the margarita fruit dip, and then we can talk about putting everything together. So with your margarita fruit dip, you're going to need several tools. You're going to need the manual food processor, which is just a food processor that you don't have to plug in. You just have this little handle mechanism here. You unlock it, it pops up. You have your blade on the inside that just sits down in the container, and then you just push down on whatever it is you're trying to blend. Pretty easy to make. You're also going to need our citrus press, which is ceramic, which makes it really durable and really easy to use and clean. I also have our cutting mat and my Santoku knife. And let's get started. So I'm going to take the lid off of my manual food processor, and we're going to put in it the 1 package of cream cheese. You want it to be softened so that it's really, really easy to mix up. So I'm just going to open that up real quick, if I can. Sometimes these little fingers get stuck. Okay. So we have just an 8-ounce package that we're going to pop into our manual food processor. This is nice and soft. I'm going to cover up the little inner part of this blade right here because there's kind of a little divot and I don't want to get any food in there. So I'm just going to cover that up and slide the cream cheese in there. Ah, it's stuck. You can see I'm being very graceful with this. There we go. All right, let me toss that off to the side and get a napkin. All right, into that, we're going to go ahead and add the orange juice. This is just orange juice from a bottle. I mean, you could squeeze fresh orange juice if you want. It's just 2 tablespoons of that. Remember not to get it inside the little well there. And then we're going, which I did, that's okay. Here, I'll just use a paper towel. Okay, there we go. All right, all better. Okay, then we're going to add some fresh squeezed lime juice. So I have 1 lime. I don't know how much of that I'm going to be able to get out of it. I'm just going to give it a quick roll. If you don't know this trick, it's something we Southerners do all the time. I live in Houston. We love our fresh lime. Okay, so I'm just going to cut that open, cut it in half with my Santoku knife. And I learned this trick from a friend of mine. But we're gonna put our lime in upside down, okay? So into the well, upside down, and we're just gonna give this a fresh squeeze. Again, stay away from that little well. Ugh. All right, depending on the time of year, your limes may or may not be very good. All right, so that's gonna get every little bit out. Okay, I'll do the next one. It says you only need, I think it's like tablespoon or 2. There we go. Beautiful. It's just something about fresh lime juice. Okay, so that's gonna go in the dishwasher. All right, then we're going to go ahead and put the lid on the top. You can add, if you want to, you can add some tequila to this to make it really taste like a margarita. My children are gonna be eating this, so I figured I'd be a good mom. And we're just going to give this a couple of pumps until it's mixed together. All right, once I kind of have that going, I'm going to add some powdered sugar. This is 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. Funny story, I did not, oh good Lord, Sammy. I'm making a big old mess of this. I did not add powdered sugar to my grocery list, so I didn't have any. And you might think, well, Sammy, how did you get some? Did you ask a neighbor? You've got really nice neighbors. I do have really great neighbors, actually. But no, I didn't ask my neighbors. I actually ground up my own powdered sugar in our Deluxe cooking blender. How amazing is that? Okay, so I just needed a little bit. All right, there we go. Now what's really nice about this manual food processor is it has this silicone on the bottom, so it'll keep from moving around a whole lot. And then now I'm just gonna take out the blade, gonna dunk that off for a minute, and I'm going to stir in, there we go. I'm just going to stir in some Cool Whip, some whipped topping here. Scrape off all this. This blade is gonna go in the dishwasher. So is the container when it's all gone. Remove the knife. All right, get that out of the way. All right, so what I have, we need, it says 1/2 cup. So I have a little mini measure-all, and I'm just gonna bring this down to 1/2 cup. Got your measurement markings on the side here. So I'm gonna bring it down to 1/2 cup, and I'm going to just use a spoon. My dishwasher's right here. All right, I'm gonna use a spoon and just dunk in about 1/2 cup here. There we go. Makes this really, really easy to measure all the way down in there. Okay, little extra can't hurt. Okay, and then what's really awesome about this is we're just gonna pop it in. There we go, scrape off the edge. Okay, and then we're just gonna give this a little mix. All right, now the fruit that you can dip in this could be anything from strawberries to raspberries to grapes, anything you'd like. It can be spread on a bagel. This is excellent, excellent dip. What's awesome about our manual food processor too is that it comes with a lid. So if you don't use all of this, then you can go ahead and just put the lid back on and it'll be ready for next time. All right, how amazing does that look? Pretty good, right? That was very easy to make. All right, I'm going to have some trouble not licking my fingers on this one. Okay, so I'm gonna put that off to the side because we're done with that. And let me show you how these pickles turned out. Don't judge. That's good. Okay, so let me show you these pickles. They turned out really, really good. Ta-da! Air fried pickles. I actually did not need as much time as the recipe called for. I needed like 2 or 3 minutes less. And I'm not sure if it's because, you know, my pickles were super thin. That could be the case. And I'm wondering how, you know, spears or thick cut, oh, ouch, that's hot. Be careful. Did you see my reaction? Ah, it gets really hot. Okay, I'm wondering if, you know, like spears or thick cut kosher dill pickles would work out. But you can definitely smell the seasoning on these. And there is a recipe for a ranch dip, or some sort of like horseradish dip, I think, that comes with the recipe for fried pickles, for the air fried pickles. My mouth is watering because these look really good. And so you could make your own ranch dressing if you wanted to. Let me show you what I'm putting these in. Just putting them in a little prep bowl. So you can make your own ranch dressing with our measure, mix, and pour if you're trying to be a little bit, healthier, or you can just buy some Hidden Valley Ranch and go to town on these suckers. I'm saying ranch, I live in the South, so we like ranch with our with our fried pickles. Okay, so those look really, really good. Okay, so my dip is done, my fried pickles are done. You can probably hear how crispy those sound. You hear that? Pretty awesome. All right, so the last thing is we're going to get our cheesy bread over here, and I'm just going to set it down back on my trivet. Beautiful. All right, so check this out. Doesn't that look gorgeous? All right, we're just gonna take our pizza cutter, which we used last night, and we're just going to cut these into strips. So it's super crispy, super garlicky, super buttery. Let me hold that in place, scooting around on the trivet there. And I'm gonna take one off so you can see what it looks like. And after that, you guys, appetizers are served fresh out of the oven and the air fryer. Okay, how amazing does that look? Now they're stuck to each other. Come on. There we go. Incredible, right? Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I hope you learned about some awesome appetizers and products that you can add to your kitchen. I just want to remind you that all of our recipes on the Pampered Chef website are free. All you have to do is go to the website that's in the description below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for any future videos. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day and enjoy cooking.